So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why you're always tired. What would happen with me is I used to sleep for 9 hours, 8 hours. It doesn't matter how long I slept. I would always wake up feeling tired, feeling drained. I wouldn't want to get out of bed. I wanted to stay comfy in my sheets, and I'd just snooze for hours. And it just kept going on like that every single day. You see, for most people, it goes like this. When bedtime comes, you have all of this energy, you're overthinking, you're just in this energetic state, and you force yourself to fall asleep. And then when you wake up, you gotta force yourself to wake up because you don't have energy and you're drained. So if you give me 3 minutes and 30 seconds of your time today, I'm gonna tell you exactly why and how to fix it. So before we begin, I wanted to say that studies actually show that nearly 1 in 5 Americans and about 1 in 6 Europeans say they feel tired almost every day. Number 1, realize that not all sleep is equal. 8 hours of sleep from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. is way different than from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. The reason I'm talking about sleep, even though this is not like my usual videos, is because sleep is the number 1 biggest performance enhancer. Sleep is the number 1 thing that plays the biggest role in discipline and productivity, in just achieving your goals and making something of your life. Whether that's mental health or success or whatever it may be, sleeping is gonna help you so much. If you can fall asleep at 10 or 11 p.m. and you can get 8 to 9 hours of sleep, that's perfect. And that brings me on to point number 2. 8 hours of sleep is not 8 hours of sleep. You see, when you think about 8 hours of sleep, you're probably thinking to yourself 8 hours in bed. You see, your sleep quality is not 100%. So 8 hours in bed is 7 hours of sleep. The 8 hours of sleep you want to get is more like 9 hours, 10 hours in bed, depending on what time you sleep, your sleep quality, and what you do throughout the day. So the 8 hours you think you're getting are more like 7 hours of sleep. And that's probably why you're still tired. Because if you were to sleep and not put an alarm, you'd probably wake up way later than you usually wake up. And the time you wake up without an alarm is the time you should actually wake up, depending on the amount of sleep you need, the amount of sleep your body needs. So if you sleep and you wake up to an alarm, and you're still tired and you could have slept for longer, it means your body still needed rest. And you probably noticed if you don't have an alarm, you probably end up waking 1 to 2 hours after your usual wake up time. So if you want 8 hours and a half of sleep, then you need to spend 9 hours and a half or even 10 hours in bed. So the next point, have a productive day. So this point is kind of logical. You want to have a productive day. The reason you aren't tired at night is because you still had energy throughout the day. So you see, if you spend your day and you go outside and you do 1,000 things and you're super productive, you're super focused and sharp, and you just do so many things that are useful to you, then by the time the evening comes, you're probably going to be tired and ready to go. Another thing is that thousands of years ago, we had no entertainment, nothing. There was very limited artificial light. So after sunset, everything gets super dark. You don't have entertainment, you don't have screens, you don't have anything. So as soon as the sun sets, humans would naturally get tired and would naturally just want to sleep because there's nothing else to do. But nowadays, as soon as the sun sets, now you have your life just starting, which is kind of weird because, you know, now you have all this blue light, you have all this artificial entertainment, so many things that are keeping you awake and giving you a reason to stay up longer. So set yourself a sort of evening routine that's just going to get you to just wind down before bed, which is so important. So this one is self-explanatory. You eat before bed. Eating right before bed, even 1 hour or 2 hours right before you go to sleep, is a great way to reduce your sleep quality. And the next thing is physical exercise. You want to be as physically active as possible throughout the day so that when night comes, you're tired and your body has the right hormones for sleep. Going to the gym, going out for walks, just moving around throughout the day, stretching in the morning, these are great ways to improve your sleep quality at night and just improve your overall life quality. You see, the reason I made this video is because I've realized the importance of sleep. I always knew this, but it just hit me. You know, poor sleep can result in so many different things. When you don't get enough sleep and you're sleep deprived, what happens is, number 1, your impulse control weakens. It becomes easier to slip up and do the bad habits. It becomes harder to be disciplined and to do more disciplined and challenging and good things. When you're sleep deprived, your mental health is just way worse, and you just feel worse. Your motivation is lower. Your mind is not clear. You can't focus as you usually could, and just like so many things that are impeding your success. If you want success, literally just fix your sleep. Because if you sleep amazing at night, what's going to happen is you're going to have so much energy that you need to be productive, that you have no other choice but to exercise. You have no other choice but to be focused on your goals, on the things you want to do, and on your work. The majority of everybody in the world is sleep deprived. That's the truth. And even the people who think they're getting enough sleep are probably getting 7 hours in bed which they call 7 hours of sleep, which is actually like 5 hours and a half of proper sleep. So the personal best time for myself is sleeping at 11 and then waking up at 8:30. This gives me about 9 hours and a half in bed, which is going to be around 8 hours and a half of actual sleep. I feel amazing. I don't have to wake up super early, and it's just a great start to the day. So I'm done. I make videos like these, self-improvement, consistency, discipline, and today's sleep. If you're somebody who's ambitious, goal-driven, and you're fueled by success, then check the link in the description. I have a private community. We have one weekly group call every single Sunday. We have a group chat, and there's course modules. I'm gonna say this, I don't want everybody to join. Only join if you are driven by success, if you have big goals and ambitions, and you want to fix your life, you want to become the best version of yourself. Otherwise, just continue watching my videos. I'll see you in the next one. You got this, bro.